applicants and speakers will come to the front of the podium and speak. Only one person at a time should come to the podium. Please do not approach the podium until it has been vacated by previous speakers. Please speak into the microphone and identify yourself and provide your address for the record when you begin speaking. Address your comments, questions, and testimony to the commission. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. It is unnecessary to repeat testimony previously given by others. Citizens may address the commission on agenda items by responding to chair's call for speakers during discussion on each item and signing the speaker's log at the podium. All comments must be relevant to one item. The chair or presiding officer may, in his or her discretion, prohibit a person from addressing the committee and/or remove that person from council chambers if that person commits any disorderly or disruptive behavior. Please see the agenda for more information about these requirements. If you are parked in the Sheridan Walker parking garage, north of John Rex Elementary School, or the Arts District parking garage immediately south of City Hall, staff can provide you a parking validation ticket. The agenda and documents are located at okc.primegov.com/portal/public/portal. You would then select the Urban Design Commission meeting, then click on an agenda item, and the relevant documents will come up below the item. Keith, can you call roll?
Holmes.
Here.
Apatone.
Here.
Blatt.
Here.
Powell. Charneco.
Here.
Dixon Oso.
Here.
We have quorum.
Awesome. Okay, last month, approval of the minutes. Do we have a motion or on this?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I second it.
Minutes were approved. This month, we have no cases withdrawn and no continuance requests. And we do not have a consent docket. Going into cases for individual consideration, we have UDCA-23-00022 at 15 Southwest 25th Street.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This application is for a new light industrial building at 15 Southwest 25th Street on the north side of 25th, just west of Shields Avenue. This is part of a complex of buildings that is associated with quality metal finishing. It's a complex that has been there for probably 40, 45 years, maybe more. You may recall this site having gone through, or before on a couple occasions. Some of you were not here when the first one went through. They had a building approved down at Santa Fe and 25th, probably 4 or 5 years ago. And then in April 2022, the building where the site where this building is proposed to go, there was a building there that burned down in April of 2022. It's been a while to get through the maze of getting everything taken care of and ready to go. They did submit this application for the CA a while back, but we realized there was an issue with the land use, and as a result of that, that delayed the processing of this certificate of approval application until the SPUD came in and took care of the land use and some of the architectural building materials and so on and so forth. That's an item that this commission reviewed in the fall of last year, and it was recommended for approval of the Planning Commission and ultimately approved by City Council. That SPUD took effect at the end of the month of February, and therefore we were then able to resume processing the certificate of approval application for your consideration. In our review, we look at it in terms of how it stacks up against what the regulations and standards are of the SPUD, as opposed to the base zoning because in most cases, the SPUD regulations supersede or prevail over the base zoning. Here, the highlights of that distinction are basically that the use is now allowed because of the SPUD. It would not have been under the base zoning district. Metal siding is also not permitted in the UD overlay, but that was specified as an acceptable material in the SPUD that was approved. And then the third point really was just the landscaping, and we probably would have required more landscaping in the parking lot and some other areas of the site. However, the SPUD document had language in it that basically said that whatever landscaping was there on site was deemed to be sufficient to meet code. So therefore, because we've reviewed it against the SPUD and it complies with all those provisions, we've basically we don't have any issues or considerations to discuss with you today, and we're recommending approval of the project. And we're prepared to respond to any questions that the commission may have.
Do we have anyone present to talk about this today? As you step up, just say your name and your address.
My name is Dan Skaggs. I'm with HSE Architects, who did the plans for this, so I'm available if there are any questions.
Anyone have any questions today?
The only question I have, and I didn't have the SPUD language in front of me, sometimes whenever they're defining the metal material that can be utilized, they will reference either architectural metal or metal with concealed fasteners. You happen to be using an R panel that's got exposed fasteners. Is that allowed by the SPUD document?
Yes, it is. What we did was the SPUD was written in accordance with the buildings that are already there and to replace the building that burned down.
Okay, yeah, if the SPUD language allows for an R panel configuration, that was the only thing that
I might add that might put your mind at ease a little bit too, because the other buildings, some of the other buildings anyway, had brick facade on the front, on the south end. We did that on the new
saw that.
buildings, so.
Yeah. That, I don't necessarily have any issues with the building itself. I was curious only from a standpoint of precedent if that was, the language was in there, but yeah, I appreciate you answering my question.
Mhm.
I don't have any questions today. So if anyone wants to make a motion or any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the application on the basis that the project complies with the regulations and guidelines of the Urban Design District Overlay Zoning Ordinance as referenced in Section C of the staff report.
And I'll second the motion.
Apatone, your vote, please. A verbal would be fine.
Okay.
All right, it's passed.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Today, we do not have any other business. Administrative approval report. I always miss this. Do we need to motion on this?
No, those are just informational items to let you know administrative cases that have been approved by staff since we met last in February.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions on any of these? All right. Comments from Planning Department?
No, we don't have anything for you at this time.
Okay, comments from commission members? Michael, is there, there was a discussion last week about the status of the mission changes. Do you have an update on anything there?
We have taken the ordinance before the River Trust because they have involvement with the Riverfront Design Committee, and they've recommended approval of it to the Planning Commission, City Council. The car wash is in April, so we're starting with Riverfront on the 4th. We're going to Bricktown on the 10th. We're going to Downtown Design Review Committee on the 18th, and we're coming to this commission with it on the 24th. So it'll be on your next agenda.
Okay.
And then the last body that will need to look at it will be Stockyards, and their next meeting is, I think, May 8th. And so they'll be the last body to review and hopefully recommend approval of it. And once that's done in early May, we will start gearing up to bring that before the Planning Commission first for recommendation to City Council, and then finally to City Council. So I think we expect maybe the whole thing to be wrapped up and adopted by maybe late June or mid-July. And then in terms of the appointees to the reconfigured 2 commissions, that's going to be in the hands of the mayor's office, and we're kind of coordinating with them right now, the mayor's, city manager's office and the mayor's office to provide them kind of a rundown of the committee and commission members we have available to us right now on the 5 commissions that we do have, and how they fit in the various membership categories that are required by the ordinance for downtown and for UDC. So they'll have a kind of a menu, if you will, of people that are have indicated that they still want to serve, and they do qualify for membership on those 2 commissions. And so at some point between now and the adoption of the ordinance, the mayor's office will go through that list and whatever other applications he may have had from the general public and make some decisions about those appointees. So we're going to have to make sure that we mesh those 2 efforts together so that when the ordinance becomes effective, we'll have 18 people to staff those 2 bodies.
Okay, awesome. All right, I think that is it for today. Our next meeting will be April 24th next month, so we will see you all then.